Hello guys, welcome to Kamalasir's English classes. Dear guys, today I shall discuss a poem. This poem is from CBSE class 10 English literature book. The title of the poem is The Ball Poem. So it is my request, please watch this video from beginning to end without skipping any portion of the video so that you can understand the theme and message of the poem easily. I shall use very simple and lucid language, the language up to your level. Right? Let's start now. Dear guys, first we should know by whom is this poem written. John Berryman, an American poet, is the poet of this poem. Just I am giving you a bird's eye view of John Berryman. Okay? John Berryman was an American poet born on October 25, 1914 in Oklahoma, USA. Where he was born? He was born in Oklahoma, USA. When he was born? He was born on October 25, 1914. Right? He became one of the leading poets of the 20th century. His most famous work is the Dream Songs, which won major literary awards. His poetry often explores themes of identity, themes of suffering, and themes of personal struggles. He died on January 7, 1972 in the city of Minneapolis in the state of Minnesota in USA, United States of America. When he died on January 7, 1972. Where he died? He died in the city of Minneapolis in the state of Minnesota in USA or United States of America. Right? Dear guys, some lines are given at the beginning of this poem about the poem. We shall read first, and from that we shall understand what is the theme of the poem, what is the message of the poem. Right? A boy loses a ball. He is very upset. A ball doesn't cost much, nor is it difficult to buy another ball. Why then the boy is so upset? Read the poem to see what the poet thinks has been lost and what the boy has to learn from the experience of losing. It means when the boy loses a ball, he is very upset. Though the ball doesn't cost too much, he can buy another ball, spending a small amount of money. Then why the boy is so upset? What is the reason behind it? What is the logic behind it? The poet gives his opinion here that the boy doesn't lose the ball itself. He loses something else with the ball. That is the memory associated with the ball. That's why the boy is very upset, very worried. Okay? Dear guys, now I shall read this poem and explain the poem line by line, both in English and Odia. So, it is my request, please observe the lines and try to understand the meaning of the lines I am going to explain them, both in English and Odia. Okay? Now, I shall make you understand the first 5 lines of the poem. This line, this line, this line, this line, and this line. These 5 lines. Okay? So, mindfully listen and try your best to understand the lines. What is the boy now who has lost his ball. What is the meaning of this sentence? The poet looks at a boy or a young boy who just lost his ball, and the poet wonders, how will this boy react now? What will he do next? The second line, what? What he is to do, I saw it go. What is the meaning of this sentence? The poet repeats the question to emphasize the boy's confusion or bewilderment. The poet notes that he personally watched the ball bounce away. Third line, merrily bouncing down the street and then. What is the meaning of this sentence? The ball seemed to be jumping merrily or happily down the street. This contrasts the happy ball with the sudden sadness the boy is about to feel. The fourth line, merrily over, there it is in the water. What does it mean? It means the ball bounced right over the edge and fell into the harbor water and gone forever. What is harbor here? Harbor means is a place in the port where ships load and unload cargoes or goods or merchandise. Right? Then, fifth line. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. What is the meaning of this sentence? There is no point in trying to comfort the boy by telling him, don't worry, you can just buy another ball. To the boy, this specific ball is not replaceable. Okay? Then we shall understand its Odia meaning line by line. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? से बालकटीर अवस्था एबे कौन होइथिबो जे निजर बॉलटीकु हराइछि बा हजाइछि. What is he to do? I saw it go. से एबे कौन करिवो मु सेई बॉलटीकु गडी गडी जिबार देखिली. Merrily bouncing down the street and then खुशी रे डेई डेई तळकु रास्ता ऊपर देई एवं तापरे merrily over there it is in the water. आनंद रे जाई सेठी पानी रे पड़ी गला. बॉलटी आनंद रे जाई सेठी पानी रे पड़ी गला. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. ताकू या कहिबार कोनोसी आवश्यकता नाही, लाभ नाही, अर्थ नाही जे अरे बाळको अन्य बॉल तो सबु अच्छी. Right? I think you understand these 5 lines. Okay? Guys, now we shall go for the next 5 lines of this poem. Okay? Which lines? An ultimate shaking grip fixes the boy. This line. As he stands rigid, trembling, staring down. This line. All his young days into the harbor where. This line. His ball went, I would not intrude on him. This line. A dime, another ball is worthless. This line. Now we shall understand line by line these 5 lines both in English and Odia. Right? An ultimate shaking grip fixes the boy. What does it mean? What does this sentence or line means? The boy is completely frozen by an overwhelming deep sadness. He is deeply affected by this sudden loss of the ball. Then, as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down, what is the meaning of this sentence or this line? He stands completely stiff like a statue, shaking with sadness, staring intently down into the water where the ball sank in the harbor. Then the next line, all his young days into the harbor where. All his young days into the harbor where. What is the meaning of this sentence? The ball is not just a toy for him. It represents his childhood memories, his childhood friend, Looking at the water, he feels like all his happiness is gone. All his happy memories of growing up have sunk away with that ball. Right? Then, next line, his ball went, I would not intrude on him. The poet says, his ball went, I would not intrude on him. The poet decides, having seen it, not to interrupt, not to interfere the boy or offer him fake comfort, false comfort. He knows the boy needs to experience this moment alone to grow up. Next line, a dime, another ball is worthless. What does it mean? A new ball costs very little. A dime. A dime is a small amount of coin in American currency. A small ball costs a very little, I mean a dime, but offering him money or a replacement is useless right now because it cannot bring back his attachments and memories. So, I think you can better understand if I shall give its Odia meaning line by line. An ultimate shaking grip fixes the boy. What is the meaning of this sentence? यार ओडिया अर्थ कौन? एक गभीर दोहलाई देवा भली दुख बालटीକୁ ସ୍ତବ୍ଧ କରିଦେଇଛି. As he stands rigid, trembling, staring down. ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ ସେଠାରେ ସ୍ଥିର ହୋଇ ଥରି ଥରି ତଳକୁ ଚାହିଁ ରହିଛି. All his young days into the harbor where ତାର ପିଲାଦିନର ସବୁ ସ୍ମୃତି ସେ ବନ୍ଦର ଭିତରକୁ ଚାଲିଗଲା ଯେଉଁଠି his ball went, I would not intrude on him. ଯେଉଁଠି ତାର ବଲଟି ଯାଇଥିଲା ମୁଁ ତାର এই অবস্থাରେ হস্তক্ষেপ କରିବିନି বা ইন্টারপ্ট କରିବିନି বা ইন্টারফিয়ার କରିବିନି. A dime another ball is worthless now. ଏକ ଡାଇମ ଅଳ୍ପ ପଇସା କିମ୍ବା ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ବଲର କୌଣସି ମୂଲ୍ୟ ନାହିଁ. Now ଏବେ. I think you must have understood these 5 lines. Right? Dear guys, now we shall go for the next 4 lines of the poem. He senses first responsibility. This line. In a world of possessions, people will take. This line. Balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back, money is external. Dear guys, now you shall understand both Odia and its English meaning. He senses first responsibility. I mean, for the very first time in his life, the boy is learning a major lesson or a great lesson. He is responsible for his own things and things can be lost. The next line, in a world of possessions, people will take. Now, the boy is realizing or the boy understands that we live in a world where people own things and losing things is a natural part of life or very common thing in our life. Balls will be lost always, little boy. What is the meaning of this sentence? The poet uses balls as a metaphor for everything we love and own. The material things, relationships or the youth. They will inevitably be lost or taken away as time goes on. Okay? Then, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. So this line is very important. Mindful listen and try to understand. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. What is the meaning of this sentence? You can buy a new ball or a new object, but you can never buy back the emotion connected with it or the exact thing you lost. Here the poet says money is just an external or materialistic tool or materialistic thing. It cannot fulfill the inner emotional grip of a person. Right? Then now we shall go for the line by line meaning of this sentence, Odia meaning of this sentence. He senses first responsibility. यार अर्थ कौन? से निजर प्रथम दायित्वबोध अनुभव कला बॉल टी हजी दी सारा परे से एबे से निजर प्रथम दायित्वबोध को अनुभव कला. In a world of possessions people will take. एई भोगवादी किंबा अधिकार रो दुनिया रे लोक माने किणिबे एते संदेह नाही. Balls will be lost always, little boy. Ball सब बेले हजी जीवो. हे छोटो बालक, हे कुनी बालक. And no one buys a ball back, money is external. यार अर्थ कौन? एबे केई केबे हजी जाइथिबा सेई समान बॉल को फेरे आनिया पई किनि परिबो नाही. टंका होचे को बाह्य जिंस एक्सटर्नल थिंग जा आत्मा को खुशी दे पारे. किंतु हजी जाइथिबा जिंस को हजी जाइथिबा जिंस सहित मिसिथिबा मेमोरी को किनि आनी दे परिबो नाही. Okay, I think you must have understood these 4 lines. Okay, guys, now we shall go for the last 4 lines of the poem. Okay, he is learning well behind his desperate eyes. This line, the epistemology of loss, how to stand up. This line, knowing that every man must one day know. This line, and most know many days how to stand up. This line. These 4 lines now you shall understand. I shall explain you very simple language both in English and Odia. Okay, pay attention and observe. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. What is the meaning of this sentence? Behind his sad and crying eyes, the boy's mind is actually learning a valuable thing, valuable life lesson. Okay, the epistemology of a loss, how to stand up. The epistemology of a loss, how to stand up. What more he is learning? The epistemology means understanding the nature of loss. Okay, he is learning to understand what loss truly means, and more importantly, how to pick up himself up and move on after losing something he likes or he loves. This thing is learning. Knowing what every man must one day know. The poet says here, knowing what every man must one day know. The boy is or he is learning a truth that every single human being has to learn eventually as they grow up or as they become older and older. And most know many days how to stand up. The last time. He is learning the ultimate lesson that most people have to practice many times throughout their lives. How to survive loss, how to accept reality and keep standing strong, how to face the problem, how to face the problem of losing anything, losing anything. Clear? Now, पिलामाने वर्तमान मु सेई 4 लाइन को 4टी लाइन को ओडिया रे बुझौची बुझिया पे चेष्टा करियो. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. यार अर्थ कौन? से निजर से निराश आखि पछरे मने मने शिखुची. ए कथा कहउचंती पोएटा कौन शिखुची? द एपिस्टेमोलॉजी ऑफ लॉस, हाउ टू स्टैंड अप. हराइबार बा हराइबार प्रकृत अर्थ कौन एवं केमिति पुनी ठिया हेबाकु हेबो, केमिति से हराइथिबार लॉस को सामना करिबा को हबो, क्षति को सामना करिय हबो, सेही कथा से शिखुची. knowing what every man must one day know. या जानूची कौन शिखिया बेले या जानूची जा प्रत्येक मनुष्य को दिने ना दिने जानिबा को पड़िबो. and most know many days how to stand up. ଏବଂ ଅନେକ ଲୋକ ବହୁ ଦିନରୁ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଜୀବନରେ କିଛି ହରାଇବା ପରେ ମଧ୍ୟ କିପରି ଦୃଢ ଭାବରେ ଠିଆ ହେବାକୁ ପଡିବ, ଦୃଢ ଭାବରେ ତାକୁ ସାମ୍ନା କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ। ଏଇ କଥା ପିଲାଟି ଶିଖୁଛି, ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସ କରୁଛି। Okay, I think you must have understood these 4 lines of the poem, last 4 lines of the poem. Okay, guys, now we shall see what is the rhyming scheme used in this poem. Practical to say, this poem has no fixed rhyming scheme or regular meter. So it is a free verse poem or blank verse poem. You remember it. And then we shall analyze what are the poetic devices used in this poem. The poetic device repetition has been used in this poem. You see, you look at this sentence. What is he to do? What is he to do? Here, the very word what repeated again and again. Repeated words emphasize the boy's confusion and grip. Okay? Then another poetic device used in this poem is alliteration. You look at this sentence. As he stands rigid, trembling, staring down. So you see, stands and staring. Repetition of same consonant sound in both the words produce same sound at the beginning in the same line. So this is the use of alliteration poetic device. Stands and staring, both of the words produce st sound at the beginning. So alliteration has been used in this poem. Another line, you look at this line. And no one buys a ball back. Here you look. Buys, ball, back. These 3 words begin with the same consonant sound. Buys, ball, back. So here is also the poetic device alliteration has been used. Another poetic device, that is enjambment, has been used in this poem. You look at this sentence. I saw it go merrily bouncing. Okay? Here in this sentence, the poetic device enjambment has been used. What is enjambment? A sentence continues from one line to another line or next line without a pause or punctuation mark. Then we say the very poetic device enjambment has been used. Here you see, after go no punctuation mark is used, then it continues to next sentence, merrily bouncing. Okay? What more poetic devices has been used in this poem? In this poem, the poetic device metaphor has been used. The ball symbolizes valuable things in the life that people lose. Here, the ball is compared with the childhood days of the boy. So, the poetic device metaphor has been used. The ball represents more than just a toy here. Okay? Then another poetic device that has been used in this poem is symbolism. The loss of the ball symbolizes the inevitable losses everyone experiences in life. Then the next poetic device that has been used in this poem is personification. You look at this sentence, merrily bouncing. Merrily bouncing makes the ball seem lively. So here, human qualities are indirectly given to the ball. That's why the poetic device personification has been used in this poem. Okay? These are the poetic devices used in this poem. I have prepared a short summary of this poem, the ball poem. Just I'm reading out. You attentively listen to this summary and try to remember. The ball poem by John Berryman explores the concept of loss, maturity, and bittersweet growth that comes with growing. The poem begins with a young boy who accidentally loses his ball into the harbor. While the loss of a toy seems trivial to an observer, it deeply devastates the boy. The poet chooses not to comfort the child or offer him money to buy a new ball, understanding that doing so would be meaningless. The lost ball is a metaphor for boy's childhood and his innocent, carefree days, which are gone forever into the water. Through this minor loss, the boy encounters a profound realization. He experiences his very first taste of responsibility in a materialistic world full of possessions. He learns the painful truth that things will be lost, taken, or destroyed, and that money cannot replace the sentimental value of what is truly gone. Money is external. Ultimately, the poem highlights the epistemology of loss, the understanding of what it truly means to lose something precious, and more importantly, learning the inner strength required to accept the reality, stand back up, and move forward in life. This is the short summary of the poem, The Ball Poem. So it is my request, dear guys, please pause the video and take it down your notebook so that it will be helpful enough at the time of need. Okay? Please, if you like my teaching, please don't forget to like, share, and comment my teaching. Moreover, those who are watching my channel for the first time, it is my request. Please press the bell icon and subscribe my channel so that whenever I upload new videos, you will get immediate notification. Dear guys, I shall discuss the question answer of this poem in the next video. Thank you for watching my channel. All the best.